What's up everybody? In today's video I am talking about the Bird Flex e-scooter. I posted a vlog a little while ago and a lot of people seem to be interested in that scooter. So I figured I'd do a full-fledged review, tell you my thoughts on the scooter after having owned it for a couple of months now. I put it through the paces and in this video we are talking about all things Bird Flex. So first and foremost, let's talk about the fact that these things are everywhere. Electric scooters are taking over towns, which is kind of crazy to think about it, but it's also kind of cool. So I actually was riding these things all the time. You'd go to Tampa, Gainesville, all these places in Florida that have these electric rental scooters, and I was renting e-scooters a lot. And I was like, as much as I enjoy riding these things, I should probably think about purchasing one and stop renting them. So I started looking around and I found Bird, which was a company that I was familiar with thanks to their presence in the street areas around Florida cities and probably nationwide. So when I started looking at them and I found a good price on this one, I actually got it $100 off at Target from its regular MSRP. I was like, this is perfect. I'll go ahead, I'll try it out, see how I like it. And so far, I have been pleasantly surprised with my experience with the Bird Flex e-scooter. One of many things that is fantastic about it is recently I've been living on a campground for the last couple of months, and I just recently moved into this house where I'm starting to set up my studio space, and I had a great time utilizing the Bird e-scooter while I was there. It was great. You could put it through its paces, and it really provides a great way to tell you just how good it was as a mode of transportation. First and foremost, it worked really, really well for going super short distances to get from places without having to use my car for absolutely everything I would do. And surprisingly, it worked really well in grassy areas, dirt roads, and things of that nature. It works, of course, really well on pavement, but for the most part, you don't find situations where you're running it through dirt roads or through the grass or things like that. And I was able to put it through its paces over the course of several weeks. And I can tell you, while it may not be recommended, it can be done and it works quite well, if I'm being honest with you. I had absolutely no real issues utilizing the Bird Flex e-scooter on dirt roads or at night with the little LED light on the front. It worked tremendously well on all of the roads at the camp as well as all paved roads around as well. So of course it sails and does really, really well on paved roads. There's absolutely no issues when you're taking it on a paved road, but that's what it's meant for. Another thing about the Bird Flex e-scooter is that it actually has 3 different modes. So the Bird Flex e-scooter, you can run it in a 3-mile-an-hour mode, which is obviously the best on battery life. Of course, you're not going too fast, but it gets you around. If you're in a large crowd, which sometimes I find myself where there were a lot of people on the camp, it worked really, really well to where I could actually go ahead and still use it even in large settings and not have to lug it around with me, and it would be just about on pace with walking. You can also put it in a 9-mile-an-hour mode. It's kind of the medium mode on the scooter, and it works really well, especially when what you're wanting to do is conserve battery life. So if you're trying to get the most mileage and the most speed performance combined into one, then the 9-mile-an-hour mode is great. It makes a nice compromise on extreme speed and extreme battery life and meets somewhere in the middle with decent speeds that are kind of like a decent jog, maybe a quick run for somebody, or it also gives you nice long battery life as well. So it's kind of the perfect middle ground between the outer 2 modes. Then there's 18-mile-an-hour mode, which is by far the most fun mode. It's the one that when you're cruising around in the cities and you rent the scooters are probably in this mode. So I personally think that the 18-mile-an-hour mode is a blast. And surprisingly, it has really, really good mileage on it. So I wanted to put the scooter to its paces, and when I moved, I decided that I was going to take my electric scooter and find out just how far I could get. So I set out on a trip and went to the neighboring town. Today we're putting my e-scooter to the paces, and I'm riding to the neighboring town on my electric scooter down the side of US 27, a major highway through this area. Kind of sketchy, kind of scary actually. But battery's doing well, and hopefully this works out because I'm about halfway. I have 3/4 of the charge. For some reason, that sign is very comforting to see. It means that I'm almost to my destination. I'm almost where I'm going, and I think I'm gonna make it no problems. Well, would you believe it? With half a battery left, I made it where I was going. That is just ridiculously awesome. So yeah, clearly it worked out really, really well. I was able to get there with about 50% charge left, which I thought was really, really good. I was more than happy with that charge. Mentioning that though, I want to get off onto a couple of other points. There is an app that comes with it made by Bird, and you can download that app and sync your scooter to it, and it actually shows you the mileage at which you have used your scooter, so it'll say a total miles, and it also tells you the battery remaining. So you can check it out, see how much battery you have, and plan accordingly for the rest of your trips. The other thing that I really, really like about the Bird Flex Scooters app is that you can remotely lock the scooter. You can just swipe at the bottom of your phone and there's a spot to where you can lock the scooter and not have to worry about somebody else just grabbing it and running off with your scooter, which I think is a great security feature considering the Bird doesn't have a great way to lock it up with a traditional lock. So I thought that that was a nice touch, but it still doesn't stop somebody from stealing the scooter. There's not a great place to lock it up like you would with a bike. So overall, I think the Bird Flex scooter is a tremendous purchase, especially for the value. It's got long range, good battery life, a light on it so you can ride it when it's dark, and it's got a great app that gives you additional control over your scooter. So in my opinion, it's an excellent product. It's got good hardware, it's got a fast charging, and it's got decent range on it. And of course, you can pull the range out quite a bit more. In my opinion, and I'm not sponsored by Bird Flex, trust me, I wish I was big enough to get sponsored, but I am not. I think that it is a definite go ahead and buy if you're looking for an e-scooter. It's a fantastic device, and I totally recommend that you purchase it. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, and there's no links in this video for me to get any kickback off of it either. So I just wanted to go ahead and suggest that if you're looking for an e-scooter, my opinion is I love it. I enjoy riding it all the time. I take it out and just cruise around the neighborhood from time to time just for fun. It's a great device to have. If you're looking for a scooter and you got the money, I say go for it. Thanks for watching this video.